Hello and welcome along to AVFTS Wrexham. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to all Red Dragons around the world, or even rivals or neutrals who are inquisitive about what Wrexham are doing because they are moving mad. No joke, this is another big one. Wrexham are on a blockbuster 4 million transfer deal and they're shopping abroad. None of this Harrods in the UK stuff. No, we're going global. We're shopping abroad again. And after having Libby Kakache coming through from Empoli as the first international signing under Phil Parkinson's era, he's got a little bit of a taste of it and he wants it again. And this time he's going bigger, bolder, and deeper into South America. Wrexham, if they land this, it's another massive statement, not just to the championship, but to the global world of how big Wrexham AFC is. But before we go into this story and give you more information on this transfer, just a little house admin stuff. As always, please smash a like on this video. It massively helps me out. Subscribe to the channel as well, as we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. And get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this transfer. And just to let everyone know, memberships are also available on the channel if you want to support in another way, and you can check that out with a link in the description. But without further ado, let's get into this transfer that has absolutely broken the internet once again with all things Wrexham AFC. So there has been a little bit of confusion, first of all, about who and what this player is. And it is a classic case of a mix-up in names, and there's one subtle difference. Have a look at this, people. Have a look at this. The player in question is actually a player called Juan Camilo Portilla. However, there were fans online and rogue reports actually linking Wrexham to someone called Juan Carlos Portillo. Just a subtle difference in that Portillo and Portilla. So there was a player who just signed for River Plate 2 days ago. He's a 25-year-old Argentinian, goes by the name Juan Carlos Portillo. But Wrexham are linked with the midfielder, who's a 26-year-old Colombian called Juan Camilo Portilla. So both have come from the club Talleres. But obviously one's gone to River Plate and one is currently there. And that one in Portilla is who Wrexham are linked with. So who the devil is Juan Carlos Portilla? Well, quite simply, this guy, Juan Camilo Portilla, is someone that is going to bring a bite, an energy, and a tenacity to the Wrexham midfield. But before we go into even all of that, he is someone who has accumulated 3 international caps for Colombia, which is massive. 3 caps, as you can see there, 3 caps for Colombia. And these have come in World Cup qualifiers, and that is absolutely massive. Now, as you can see, I'm going to show you quickly the table and where he played, as you can see on the screen. He played against Argentina, Uruguay, and Ecuador, all in World Cup qualifiers, and he got 2 lots of 90 minutes and 1 minute against Argentina. This is no mug. This is no rookie. This is no just average South American name. This is someone who is trying to break in and be a household name in the Colombian midfield. And that is very, very respectful in itself. But again, we've got to go over to the fan base and the sense of Wrexham have never had an international player till this season in Libby Kakache, signed from Empoli, the New Zealand captain. And with 6 signings already through the door, could Wrexham about to do something that is absolutely crazy? It seems it, and I'm all here for it. So where did this report actually come from? I'm just going to show you here and let you guys see where the source came from. It actually came from journalist Alan Nixon that showed that we were interested in signing Juan Portilla to the stock caress for the new season. Portilla plays his club football in Argentina for Talleres de Cordoba, and Nixon reports that the club have put a 4 million price tag on his head, and also that they've already rejected advances from several Brazilian clubs who are interested in taking him on. Essentially, this guy's a hot prospect in South America, and top Brazilian clubs want to sign him. Top Brazilian clubs are looking to land him. But the Wrexham project may already have swung his decision. As it says here, Wrexham have already been in contact with the player, and it's reported that he's keen to move to this country. Such a move would be a high-profile one for Wrexham and a clear sign of their ambition for the new season. which is madness, absolutely madness. But look, he's already as well got tons of experience. Again, we're talking about what are Wrexham going to add to this championship squad. Well, we've been bringing in leaders in the likes of Thomason, in the likes of Windass, in the likes of Lewis O'Brien, leaders who know the championship well, leaders who have captained their retrospective clubs, and leaders in the sense of knowing what it takes to win, get promoted through the divisions. But what Wrexham could have now is an international guard, someone who's seasoned across different leagues. And if you have a look at Portilla's portfolio, it says here he's already been a globetrotter at 25 years old, having already played club football in Colombia, the USA, Chile, and Argentina. Now, when you think of someone who's played in those leagues, and straight away for me, I sort of think of a guy who's very well veteraned at 25 years old, played different styles of football, but very aggressive styles of football as well. Those sort of games in Chile, Argentina will be absolutely high octane, high energy games. And that is something that I'm looking for. So what does it finally say on this article? It says here that bringing him to Wrexham will be a big step up in terms of the profile of the player, because this particular club have a growing global profile on account of their owners. But it also benefit Wrexham, adding a ruggedness to their midfield that they would need a higher level along with international pedigree and clear quality. And that couldn't be summed up any better for me. A high-profile player, international pedigree, a rough, rugged edge to him, and someone that is going to bring a different angle to this Wrexham side, something we do not have already. And again, to be really clear, this is a really good Wrexham fan online, Craig Jones, who covers all things Wrexham. He's even put this as a little tweet to sort of touch base with it. It says, just to add, Portilla is a CDM who won 3 caps for Colombia last season World Cup qualifiers. He sits deep, tackles very well, has great passing ability, and has been described in South America as a hard bastard. Atletico Mineiro of Brazil are also very keen. I love that. You need a top rough dog in that midfield. Someone who's going to bite the ankles of the opposition. Someone who's going to get on the cusp of every game, getting a yellow card, playing on that high octane, but also someone who's going to be a destroyer. Someone who's going to win the ball high. Someone who's going to turn it over for Wrexham and protect that back three in and out of possession. I like it. I think it's massive. And if Wrexham were to land someone from South America, if someone of that high profile, a Colombian international, who knows where the ceiling goes. This, again, is a different direction to what people expected of Wrexham in this transfer window. Again, there's been a lot of banter, a lot of substance of, oh, you're only going to sign washed-up Premier League players? Well, how about this? A 25, 26-year-old from South America playing in and around the Brazilian leagues. This is different. People, do you like the sign of this? How good would this be globally as well in Colombia and South America for Wrexham as a franchise? Do you think this is a position that Wrexham need? Or are Wrexham very stacked in that position? We've already brought in 2 central midfielders already in this transfer window in Lewis O'Brien and George Thomason, with the likes of Andy Cannon, George Evans, Dobson, Rathbone, to name a few, who are in the Wrexham ranks already. There's going to have to be a big clear out in central midfield if a player like Portilla comes in. But your say is absolutely imperative. Let me know in the comments. As always, we are a growing Wrexham fan channel, and our aim is to give you the best Wrexham coverage from news and updates, previews, and all watch-alongs. Make sure you're tuned in. People, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm out of here. Ta-da!